What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all things Dodger baseball, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comments section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day. Who do you think should be the Dodgers starting outfield when Mookie Betts returns from the IL this week? And also, will Cody Bellinger ever be a great player again? I want your takes down below in the comment section. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So Dodger fans can expect some good news this week. Mookie Betts is expected to be activated off the IL. He could be in the lineup for the last game against San Diego on Thursday. That's when he's eligible to come off that IL. Mookie's responded very well to that injection that he received in his hip to alleviate the pain from that bone spur. He's been dealing with a hip injury all season long, and thanks to that injection, Mookie Betts is going to be back in this lineup, and he's going to inject even more firepower to this Dodgers offense. And the Dodgers are confident that he'll be able to finish the season, but the big question is, with the return of Mookie Betts, what do you do with this Dodgers outfield? Because you know Mookie Betts, he's headed straight to right field. He was so dynamic for this team last year. He's one of the best defensive outfielders in the game, a multi-time Gold Glove Award winner. And then you've got Trey Turner manning second base. So with Trey Turner at the Keystone, you can't throw Chris Taylor there. So that means you have 4 outfielders for 3 spots. You know Mookie Betts, he's the starting right fielder. There's no question about that. But what do you do with Cody Bellinger, A.J. Pollock, and Chris Taylor? Because Cody Bellinger, a former MVP, a multi-time All-Star, a former Gold Glove Award winner, but he's been struggling mightily at the plate. Instead of hitting tons of belly bombs, belly's bombed for the most part this season. His 64 WRC plus is 262nd out of 268. That's the bottom 3% of the league for players with a minimum of 230 plate appearances. Now, he really struggled in July. He went 11 for 93, hit 118. In August, he picked it up, was hitting over the Mendoza line. And at the beginning of August, Cody Bellinger was starting to look like Bopper again. He put together a 7-game hitting streak, but then he started to slump again. And since July of 2019, Belly's hitting 225 with a 104 WRC plus. He has 41 home runs. That's good for 1 home run per every 17.3 at-bats. And this year, if you look at his WRC per month, in June, it was 127. That was a nice month for Bellinger. Then in July, that was down to 14th, a disastrous July for Bellinger. And then in August, it's at 91. Now, we know Cody Bellinger is a Gold Glove Award-winning outfielder. He's a guy that can have an impact on the game with his glove, but has he become too inconsistent as a hitter to justify keeping him out there in center field? Well, former Dodgers GM Ned Colletti, he thinks that Cody Bellinger's days as the Dodgers' everyday starting center fielder could be numbered. The Godfather Ned Colletti was on AM 570's post-game Dodger Talk with David Vassegh, and he was asked by DV if Cody Bellinger would be the odd man out. Here's what he had to say.
I think so. I think that, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. And is against, the guys that can elevate a fastball, he struggled with. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And so you're going to need him. You're going to need him to really get it going again. But you're going to have to also figure out when to do that, because you only got 30-some games to go. You're trailing, and you've got to really put your best team out there. And we heard Dave Roberts say that time and time again for years now. Put the best team out there on a nightly basis, gives his team the best chance to win. And I think from time to time, it's going to be 3 right-handed outfielders, right-handed hitting outfielders when Mookie gets back.
Now, this is tough for me because you know how much I believe in defense, especially in the postseason, because Cody Bellinger has proven to be that guy that can have a huge impact on a game. Just look at last year's NLDS. By the way, you saw Cody Bellinger. He was hitting golf balls before the game on Sunday. Well, they found some footage of where that golf ball landed. Here it is.
He's at the wall. He leaps, and he made the catch. Cody Bellinger, a robbery of Tatis.
But as valuable as Cody Bellinger's defense is, if he continues to hit like this, how could you justify keeping guys like A.J. Pollock and Chris Taylor out of that Dodgers lineup? Since July 1st, A.J. Pollock is hitting .373, .422, .720 with an 1142 OPS. That's good for 6th in all of Major League Baseball. Doesn't walk very much, but a 17.9 K percentage. That's an improvement from last year. A 442 WOBA. That's good for 5th in Major League Baseball. And then you look at Chris Taylor since July 1st. He's slashing .306, .362, .526 with an 888 OPS, a 141 WRC plus. That's good for 46th in Major League Baseball. And then you say to yourself, fine, we'll come to peace with the fact that Cody Bellinger has been demoted from everyday center fielder to we'll start him against right-handed pitching. Well, let's take a look at those splits. Cody Bellinger this year versus righties, he's slashing 192, has a 266 on-base percentage, a 384 slug with 8 home runs. Now let's look at A.J. Pollock. This year versus righties, he's slashing 304, 350, 530 with an 880 OPS and 10 home runs in 217 at-bats. Now let's take a look at CT3 this year versus righties. He's slashing 266, 364, 436 with an 800 OPS, but 12 home runs versus right-handed pitching. 12 of his 18 bombs have come against righties this year in 305 at-bats. So I think the question now is, well, if A.J. Pollock and Chris Taylor are continuing to produce against right-handed pitching, when do you get Cody Bellinger in there if you make that switch? Now, I know what you're thinking. It'd be great if we had a designated defender where Cody Bellinger could play defense, Pollock could play offense, but of course, that's not the case. And I think with Cody Bellinger, the best thing at this point is you hope that he just starts to get it going at least a little more consistently before the postseason starts, because he can't keep living off that 2019 MVP award and what he did in the 2020 postseason. Like Vin Scully said, baseball is the what have you done for me lately sport, and this is the perfect example. And I think Cody Bellinger, I don't think he's going to have that much of an issue with it, because I think the entire organization realizes that a lot of his struggles are him coming off that shoulder surgery and the hairline fracture that he suffered in his leg at the beginning of this season. So I am giving him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, but like I pointed out, even before these injuries, he had been struggling for quite some time. But last year in the 2020 postseason, he had a 770 OPS, he had 4 home runs and 2 triples, and you compare that to what A.J. Pollock did last year in the 2020 postseason, he had a 541 OPS, and he just had 2 doubles the entire postseason in 41 at-bats. So that's a very small sample size, and we used to say that Corey Seager was terrible in the postseason, and then he caught fire last year. So you never know when someone's going to break out in October, and this could be that year for A.J. Pollock. But if there is a situation where he does get banged up or he does cool off, maybe he peaked too early, then you can plug in Cody Bellinger in there. But I think if it's close, and I think if A.J. Pollock starts to struggle and Bellinger picks it up, I'm going to go with Bellinger's offense and defense combination unless Pollock continues to hit the way he is. Because if he's hitting like this for the entire postseason, the rest of this year, you have to leave him in that lineup. Now, you know defensively, he leaves more to be desired. You saw on Sunday's game, he let that ball get over his head, kind of took the extra step. He had the throw to Baez that wasn't the best throw, but that is not what A.J. Pollock is known for at this stage of his career, is his defense. Offensively, though, we know he can produce, and hopefully he can have his moment in October, because he had the dreadful 2019 series against the Nationals where he struck out in 11 of the 13 at-bats he had that series. But maybe this is the year. But I think what will end up happening is they'll want to keep Mookie Betts fresh. They won't play him every single day, and you'll see them mix and match with that Dodgers lineup in the outfield. And I also think that the way that this year has gone, you just have to keep your fingers crossed. You don't know what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis. Like Dave Roberts said the other day, he is not going to count on this. He's not going to get overconfident at this point, the way the season has gone. But I think right now they have some interesting choices to make. Cody Bellinger has the name and the reputation, but as far as production this year, it's not where Chris Taylor and A.J. Pollock have been. But let me know down below in the comment section. Give me your outfield when Mookie Betts returns, and will Cody Bellinger ever be great again? I want your takes down below in the comment section. I definitely think he will, but I want your takes down below. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. For all things Dodger baseball, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. For all his Dodgers Nation merch, head over to gearup.la. Download the new Dodgers Nation app. For latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.